Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Fuse Unbothered, brought to you by Upfront and Personal. You know how we do it right here, the gang here, ABA Kids.
Hi guys, Wadichi here.
Gabby in the building.
That's right, it's really a high spirit here in the studio. We're feeling very excited. And this is because we have new subscribers on our YouTube channel.
Yay.
So if you have not subscribed, kindly do so. The Views on YouTube, subscribe and turn on your notification. Now, we've had so many, in fact, we've had an influx of messages recently. I would like to address the question. First off, someone asked a question about, marrying a career woman. If you marry a career woman, will she make a good wife? And, that kind of thing. And then many other questions we're going to be addressing. But guys, before we do so, we'll go on the short break. When we get back, we're going to be answering our YouTube subscribers. Stay with us.
I used to care for the world's opinion.
Next.
I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Fuse Unbothered.
So this question came in a couple of weeks ago, and it's time for us to address it because the person was literally talking to me, but because I'm the guy. But
Drum roll.
Can a career woman make a good wife? That's the question, and I would like to address it straight to you. Whoever sent it, I'm sure it was a guy, because like a girl can also. Oh well, then again,
A girl can ask you. She just wants to know. You never know.
Yes. So my own answer is yes. A career woman can make a good wife, depending on, and I mean it's not really dependent on a career choice or whatever sphere she's involved in. The fact that you can be successful at something shows that you can be intentional about something. All right, do you understand? That means you definitely wanted to be a career woman. That means you can also be successful as as a
wife and mother.
Not just as a wife, but as a good wife.
And as mother as well.
As a mother. Just there's an endless list of career women that have very successful marriage, and they are literally can address them as good wives and good parents. There's Ibukun Awoshika. You can go read up on her. I'm not giving anybody free advice.
But you can't really judge now. We just see what they show us. You can't really say they are
I'm
good
mentioning
wives.
a name because I've been in seminars and symposiums where she has spoken. Her family members have also spoken.
Wow.
And I've also read books about references on Ibukun Awoshika. People are literally making reference to her, how she's managing her family regardless of the series of work. How also the influence of her family has even helped her on some decisions she had to make career-wise and stuff like that.
I think at the end of the day, it depends on what your definition of a good wife is.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people see good wives as, first of all, being submissive. You come back from work, even if you come back, say 9 p.m., 10 p.m., you still come back to clean, you still come back to cook. While some men find it like outrageous, come back, have your nap, I'll take care of this. So it depends on what your definition of a good wife is. But I believe strongly that you can be a career wife, you can still be successful and still be a good wife. It all comes with the support of a supportive partner as well.
Okay, so this is what my answer is. My answer is you can't. Honestly,
you can't.
You cannot.
Okay,
really,
you cannot. And you can. What I mean by that is you cannot do it all by yourself. So the only way you can is if you have a supportive partner, somebody who is there to help you. Because if you say only you want to be the career woman, you're blazing the trail, professionally, and you want to come and do the same thing at home. The reality is that it's hard if you don't have someone who supports you.
So in a case where you don't have a husband, I say you won't try for your career.
No, you're gonna have support from other members of the family. You can't do it alone. That's what I'm trying to say. Raising a child,
I don't agree.
No, I agree with myself. and the reason is because nobody does it on their own. That's the truth. Even if you don't have a man, I'm not saying that a woman who's a single
mom, have a PA.
You can have someone. You're going to need that help. There's no superwoman.
But we have a lot of women who are single mothers who are thriving in their career. I don't want to mention names, but we have a lot of people.
You need the help of others. That's what I'm saying.
Now, this conversation is very broad, but we're trying as much as possible to streamline it to just the question of, can a career woman also make a good wife right now. And truthfully, it is possible. There's every tendency that a career woman would actually even be a better wife, because I feel like for you to be successful at something, like I said earlier on, that means you were intentional about being successful at this thing. If you can put in so much intentionality and into your career, you can also, and let's not be living in any hyperpigmentation of what career woman is. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a 9 to 5
have an office job
or have an office job. There are so many career women that are thriving in creative entrepreneurial businesses, freelancers,
working on their own,
working from home and stuff like those are also career women.
Yeah, true.
I mean, career paths, there's countless numbers of career paths that you can decide to venture into and stuff like that. But then again, it is very possible. But it still boils down to your definition of who a good wife is. Like you said,
it's possible, but you need support.
You need support. Gabby is not going to.
I think it's an added advantage. Not actually because you need it. It's an added advantage.
So honestly, when I said that, I'm not saying just partner alone. I'm saying that a woman can do a lot of things. A woman has that power to be able to succeed in almost anything, just as a man. You know, like what they say, a woman can do, a man can do, a woman can do better, and all of that. But the truth is, when people are talking about can a wife material, can she be a wife material if she's, successful in her career, they don't look at the fact that, what a man brings to the table a lot of times. So they're looking at the woman alone. Let's say, for example, a man and a woman are getting joined together in marriage. They're saying, oh, can the woman be successful in her career and still be successful but they don't see the contribution of the man a lot of times. So yes, a woman can on her own, but a lot of times in those cases, it depends on who surrounds her. It depends on the support that she gets,
system.
Whether it's from a partner or any form of support.
Thank you, Gabby. I don't want
Okay, for instance, I'm telling you, Carrea, I've heard her story. She didn't have anybody. She basically grew up on the streets. I mean, sleeping under the bridge. If you hear stories, but today she's like one of the richest in Nigeria, in Africa, right? So I feel like having a supportive partner, having a supportive family is an added advantage.
Yes.
You should know if you decide that I want to be successful, you're deciding on your own, with or without a man. But that's my opinion.
Then again, it's our own opinion. So we believe that we've answered your question, guys.
Yeah.
Multina. Share happiness.
Views unpotted.
There are more questions, so let me start with Madishi. What do you have?
Okay, now the question says, can a man cheat on you and still love you?
Okay, so that's directed to you.
Yes, can you be with a man, a cheating partner, who still loves you genuinely?
Oh, deep.
So what do you guys think?
It's not that deep.
Oh, deep.
It's really not that deep.
Regardless,
Well, she put the word genuinely.
It's not that deep.
like you see men cheat on their girlfriend, fiance, wife, and still come and begging, crying, and you're like,
it's not that deep.
What?
Some people will say it's the devil, but what I'll just say is it may not be that deep. Honestly, I've seen cases where a guy really loves this woman, and maybe it could be a case where in this marriage, let's use marriage as an example, he's not feeling like that sexual fulfillment. He doesn't want to break her feelings, and then he sneaks out, hides. It doesn't mean that he doesn't love the woman.
But what happened to your vows? Why take vows?
That's the thing. That's
better, for
so
worse.
there's love for your partner, and then there's fear of God. So you can love someone, but you may not really fear God to the point that you won't do certain things.
You won't do certain things.
So it doesn't take away the fact that you actually you shall love that person.
So
and I feel like some men are
Gabby is of the opinion that it is possible to love someone and still cheat on a person.
I'm indifferent. I know it's
you need to take a
possible.
stand.
I don't know. I can't take a stand because I've not experienced this. So I don't know.
Okay.
And I don't have anybody.
May you not experience it.
Amen.
I want to say that there's every possibility in that, actually. All right. I mean, I don't want to give excuse for cheating, because it's going to sound off. All right. But it's very possible for someone to be cheated on, and the partner actually still loves you. Do you get me? There are different reasons for finding yourself in that situation. I've told you that it could be at your weakest. It could be some level of blackmail. There's a whole lot. But I mean, when you make that way,
cheating starts with the mind. You don't just wake up one day and decide to cheat. It starts with a text message. It starts with a phone call.
It starts with liking
a
pictures.
Smile. It starts with a compliment.
It starts with DM.
Like cheating, giving an excuse for cheating.
I'm not. That's what I said. All right. I made a disclaimer first.
But you see, real life,
I was vulnerable.
Yeah, don't give excuses. But real life situations we've seen it happen before.
Yeah.
So
we'll be right back after the short break. You guys stay with us. Stevie's Unbothered.
I used to care for the world's opinion.
Next.
I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Maltina, share happiness.
Fuse Unpotted.
Okay, so remember that there was a time, just a while back where we had Kiki Mordi, that reporter who went to certain schools and she was finding out, lecturers that were offering favors or grades for sex. Sex for grades, basically. That entire report came out and a couple of lecturers in different universities were implicated because of that. So now someone is asking, when it comes to sex for favors, who should actually be blamed? Because we remember that some of these lecturers went in for it in terms of, they went to jail. They're serving jail time currently. Some of them lost their jobs. When it comes to sex for favors, who should actually be blamed?
I think it's very easy to answer this question. So for whoever is asking this question, it's very simple. Whoever is in a position of power and is acting as a predator in this case is actually the one to blame. Because sex for favors is very easy. Someone is in dire need, someone is in a vulnerable state, and someone is in the position to help, to be the helper. You get me? So someone is like predator-prey relationship. Do you get me? So definitely
the predator is the problem.
You get
the one that should take the blame.
You get it. That's the person in position of power that can render the help or the favor, asking if that's the person asking for sex, because sometimes it might be the other person saying, "I'll do anything."
Okay.
Do you get me? Are
you still supposed to take advantage of that? Even if somebody would do anything, maybe they need food now on their table, you not say, "Oh, I'll do anything." Doesn't mean that person should take advantage of that person.
Sometimes it might be very manipulative and strategic in the sense that the person plays you. A lot of times we always see it as the girls are always the prey, but I don't think you've ever been in.
Thank you. You remember that we've had a lot of singers or artists or celebrities who they probably had something to do with a woman, or maybe they've not, but the woman comes out and say, "Yo, you did something with me." Of course they want to you to father their child. There are many things, so they are manipulating the situation.
Sometimes
I wanted to come from the angle of manipulation, because a lot of times the guys are always the ones to blame. Like most times the girls are actually the ones who give themselves out, but they don't do it like, "Oh, I want you to sleep with me."
Verbally.
They come in slowly
and very strategic.
Exactly, being vulnerable. "Oh, I see you as a role model, I see you as a mentor," and gradually the man falls prey and he becomes the guilty one.
And then he's now the one
guilty. Nobody wants to listen, because when it comes to sexual scandals,
so at the end of the day, self-control is very important. Whether you are the prey or whether you're the predator. So you don't put yourself in trouble when you're the
vulnerable one.
So you're not the guilty one at the end of the day. Self-control is very important to apply it in situations like that. But what I'll say is, I think the blame should be shared between both parties in certain cases.
Especially when it was is it consensus now?
Consensual.
I beg your pardon.
Exactly.
Consensual.
But in this case now, we saw that the lecturers went in for it because at the end of the day, these were students. Some of them may happen to be minors, and they were not in a position of power. They're in vulnerable positions because they can't talk much about it. They're vulnerable. They want to pass, and move ahead in their lives. So basically, I've seen it in professional settings too. The woman is the one that seduces the man just to get to the top. She doesn't want to work.
All right, guys, that's the much we can take. We love it when you actually respond to us and when you have conversations with us. You can do this and get straight to us on YouTube, The Fuse. You can subscribe, send us messages, comments, ask us questions, and we're going to address it on the show. And also on Instagram, Fuse_local. You can link up with me at AB_Akins.
Link up with me at _Madichi on all social media platforms.
You'll find me on Instagram at Gabby.Gabby.
From all of us here in the studio, guys,
stay fused, guys.
It's going. Holla.
Upfront and personal, world-class business, world-class consultants.